Welcome to the Burnout Recovery Podcast, a guiding resource dedicated to healthcare professionals on their journey to overcoming burnout. Spearheaded by Dr. Joe Braid, a certified professional coach and rehabilitation physician.
You are listening to the Burnout Recovery Podcast, episode 119. Welcome back. And today I have got another science-backed strategy to help you reclaim your energy, purpose, and joy. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into what might be the most powerful, yet often overlooked, tool in our recovery arsenal: sleep. So sleep is one of the four pillars of the Burnout Recovery Framework that I often talk about. I'll remind you of those four. So that's mindset, movement of your choice, support, definitely going against that sort of human nature of I can't ask for support or I can't ask for help, go and ask for help, and finally sleep. That's what I'm going to be covering today in the podcast. And you probably know it's almost poetic in our hustle culture that somehow we've convinced ourselves that sleep is expendable. We wear our sleep deprivation like a badge of honor, bragging about pulling all-nighters or surviving on just 4 hours of sleep. You know, when we're battling burnout, quality sleep isn't just nice to have, it's absolutely essential for healing. So let's break down why sleep is such a superpower in burnout recovery, and it's one of those four pillars of burnout recovery framework that I often talk about. So your brain detoxifies itself when you're sleeping. So it's like the garbage trucks or the bin trucks or whatever you want to call them are going around your brain structure to clean and detoxify and remove any debris from the day. During your very deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink slightly, creating wider spaces between them. And this allows cerebrospinal fluid to flush through more easily, and so it can wash away toxic proteins that build up during your waking hours. If you're experiencing burnout brain fog, this cleaning process is crucial for mental clarity. Secondly, sleep is your emotional reset button. During your REM sleep, your brain processes emotional experiences and files away memories. It's like having a therapist working in your subconscious, helping you make sense of difficult experiences and reducing emotional reactivity. I've just been talking about this last week when I was presenting on the concept of emotional fitness. And yes, sleep came up in this discussion as well. So if you think about when you're burned out, your emotional reserves are already depleted. And so skimping on sleep only makes this worse. I have clients that talk about their memory being impacted and also their focus being impacted. When we have that downtime, this helps with our executive functions. They're really important and useful things that our amazing brains do for ourselves. So let's talk about how to work with your sleep cycle instead of against it. Think of your 24-hour day as a dance between activity and rest. Both are really important. Your circadian rhythm or your internal clock isn't just about sleep and wake times. It also influences your hormones, your body temperature, metabolism, and even your mood. So I've got a few practical ways for you to honor this natural rhythm. First of all, start thinking about sleep as an active process rather than just the absence of being awake. Quality sleep requires preparation. Just like you wouldn't start a marathon without training, you can't expect to fall into deep restorative sleep without setting the stage. So here's an idea to create like a sleep sanctuary. This means establishing a consistent bedtime routine that signals to your body it's time to wind down. Maybe it's a warm shower. I love doing stretching before bed, and I love reading as well. The key is consistency, and your brain really loves patterns and familiarity. And here's something that might surprise you. Your morning routine is just as important as your bedtime routine for quality sleep. Getting natural sunlight within the first hour of waking helps set your circadian rhythm for the entire day. And even on cloudy days, outdoor light is much brighter than indoor lighting and helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, technology. Yep, we've all heard about blue light before bed being bad, but there is more to it. And when you're recovering from burnout, your nervous system is already on high alert. Did you check out my recent one around recovering from burnout in the summer months? Look, some of the water suggestions can also apply even if you're in the depths of winter. And I talked about how your nervous system is already working hard and a bit on overdrive. Checking work emails or scrolling through social media before bed is like throwing fuel on that fire. Instead, try what I call the digital sunset. So that's powering down your non-essential devices at least an hour before bed. And here's another powerful reframe I want you to consider. Instead of thinking about sleep as downtime or switching off, think of it as actively engaging in recovery. There are things that happen when we sleep that never happen when we're awake, and it's a really important part of staying well and recovering. So every minute of quality sleep is really healing your body and your mind, and you're not doing nothing, you're doing something incredibly important. Okay, and I invite you to really trust that sleep itself is a very natural process that your body knows how to do. So your only job really in the evening is to create the conditions for sleep to happen. And so before we close this really short, punchy episode today, I want to give you one practical exercise to try tonight. We could call it the 3, 2, 1 wind down. Here you go. 3 hours before bed, no more caffeine. 2 hours before bed, no more work or really heavy mental activity. And 1 hour before bed, no more screens. Just try this for one night and see how it affects your sleep quality. You know, I share all these practical tips and tools, but they really need to be put into action to see how they might work out for you. And remember that healing from burnout is definitely a journey. It's not a race, and quality sleep is one of your most powerful allies on this path. This is what I've got for you today. Another short, punchy episode all around burnout strategies for you to try out. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone else who might need to hear it. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, and remember, rest isn't a reward for productivity, it's a fundamental requirement for well-being. Cheers. Thanks for listening to this episode. Schedule a free discovery call if you want to learn how I can help you. Dive right in with my 60-minute burnout strategy session, or experience Program Vitality, my tailored one-on-one burnout recovery program. All information is available at drjobraid.com with links in the show notes.